The Rangers get back to playing the way they ought to play. The Sullivan way, the Sullivan system, the Sullivan structure. It worked against the Vancouver Canucks, and thanks to a great game by Jonathan Quick, the Rangers walk away with a 2-0 win. Hey everybody, this is Rangers Daily. I am your host, Todd Werwa. Remember, you can connect with me right here on YouTube. Subscribe, ring the bell, leave comments. You can also hit me up at Todd Werwa Media on X and on Instagram. Eager to have a conversation with you about the Rangers, eager to field your questions, hear your comments. I enjoy reading them all. Let's talk about the game in Vancouver. A 2-0 win for the Rangers. Let's start with Jonathan Quick. He was sensational early. To say they needed a quick start. Well, we've been talking about how they don't start on time, but they needed a quote-unquote quick start in this game. 42 seconds in, Jake DeBrusk is on his back behind the net, passes out front to a wide-open Lucas Reichel, who has Quick dead to rights, and Quick makes a fantastic glove save, keeps it scoreless. The Rangers have given up some early leads of late, and this was another time where it might have happened again. But Jonathan Quick's quick glove made quick work of Lucas Reichel's shot. How many times can I say quick in different ways? I'm not sure. But anyway, he made quick work of that shot, made another real nice save a couple of minutes later, helped the Rangers level things off, and they picked up the way they were supposed to play. They settled down a bit, and from there, it wasn't exactly smooth sailing. It was a bit of a greasy game, but Jonathan Quick was fantastic. He made 12 saves in the third period. In the third period, as the Rangers are trying to hang on to a 1-0 lead, the attempts were 28-11 Vancouver. So he was under a bit of siege in the third period as they tried to hold on. Basically, they got the lead, played a good 2 periods, and then played a road third period. Just, didn't put too much emphasis on scoring chances, dumped the puck out, tried to kill the puck against the boards, dumped the puck into the neutral zone, dumped the puck deep, and they hung on for dear life there in the third period. But Jonathan Quick gets it done. He made some fantastic saves in the third as well. It's his 64th shutout. He ties Henrik Lundqvist for 17th all-time in NHL history. It's his 6th shutout as a Ranger. He has a very good record against the Vancouver Canucks. So, he has a lot of familiarity with them from his LA King days. But he was great. He bailed them out early and really got them the time to settle down. He said after the game, it was a great team game. We defended well. We checked hard and competed through the neutral zone and in front of the net. And he also said, talking about tying Henrik Lundqvist, anytime you're mentioned with Hank, it's special. But we got our 2 points, and hopefully we can build off that in Edmonton. So Quickie getting the start tonight really put in a great effort. Didn't have much testing. I think only faced 11 shots through the first 2 periods. The Rangers really did a great deal of shot suppression, blocking shots, getting maybe less so blocking shots, but more so getting sticks in the lanes, knocking passes away, either being in the proper position, fronting the man the pass was coming to, or being in good position in front of the passer and deflecting passes away. They really did a nice job of playing that structured style and making Vancouver a low event team. And then Quick really turned it on when he was needed late in the third period. The Rangers did grab a rare lead. Remember, they had given up the first goal in 7 of their 10 games so far, but in this, the 11th, it's Mika Zibanejad with the goal, puts the Rangers up 1-0. Fantastic outlet pass by Adam Fox to Mika, back to Will Cooley, and then Mika just drives down the middle. Just something we haven't seen all that much from Rangers centers this year. Drives down the middle. Cooley gives him the pass back as he's driving, and this time, we've been waiting for it quite a bit this season. He elevated his shot top shelf over the sprawling Thatcher Demko, and Mika scores his 4th goal of the year. It was great to get a lead. Mika has 7 goals in his last 9 games against Vancouver. He does play pretty well against them in his career. And like I said, the elevated shot is something that we haven't seen a whole lot of. Part of the reason why they had gotten goalied there for a good stretch of the early season, but this one was just sort of a quick turn, beautiful start to the rush by Adam Fox. We'll talk about him in a minute. He had a fantastic game, but it was great to see Mika get on the board and great to see the team play with a lead. They kind of needed that feeling of, okay, we got one. Now, they went 2 periods, 2+ periods, almost well deep into the third, with it being just a 1-goal game, and the onslaught in the third was awfully dangerous. I think I mentioned in the Jonathan Quick part about the third period attempts being 28-11 Vancouver, but those first 2 periods, it was sloppy. It was a lot of board work. It was a lot of doing the little things. It didn't look, it wasn't the prettiest of games, but the Rangers got the lead. They protected it. Mika, again, it makes you wonder. With Trocheck out, had Mika started the year on the right wing instead of having to drop back into center once Trocheck got hurt, I think it was game 2 against Buffalo, what his season might have been, but he's so far he's been playing really well, getting shots, showing 200-foot game, getting attempts on net, and playing a good center's game. He looks a little bit rejuvenated in this structure, in this Mike Sullivan system, and the trust Sullivan is giving him to be that second line center and know he has to step in the absence of Vincent Trocheck. He's doing all right. He's doing well, and it's good to see. And it was good to see them play with a lead. Took a little of the nervousness away from the whole spectacle of the JT Miller return. And let's talk about Miller. It was quite an emotional night. I think they booed him the first time he had the puck, but then there were really no stoppages. So I think it was the under 10 commercial where they did, because the under 14 wound up getting pushed back to a break under 10. And they did the video tribute to JT Miller. And it was really nice. You could see he was touched by it. They gave him a standing ovation. They really love him there. He had his family, he had his wife and his 2 kids out with him. He said afterwards, I've never had a bad word to say about Vancouver. He really loved playing there. He said, I had a lot of nerves. I tried to move my feet to stay focused. Thought I'd be worse, but I made it through. And on the ovation, he said, you don't know how lucky you are. I'm glad my family was here to see it. It's great to have that support in a hockey mad town, and Vancouver certainly is hockey mad. He made his name there. He may have started with the Rangers, but really he had some unbelievable seasons, more than a point a game player in nearly 6 seasons with the Vancouver Canucks. I think it was .479 in 404 games, something 437 in 404 games. I should know it off the top of my head after the last day or two, but more than a point a game player in Vancouver, had a 100-point season, 90-point, 80-point, but he handled what he had to do tonight. Mike Sullivan mentioned that JT does the little things that add up to winning. Played a 200-foot game all night long, plays in every key situation, and he leads by example. Miller was 11 for 15 at the faceoff dot tonight, so controlled the puck. He admitted he should have tucked this one away. He had a beautiful pass from Alexis Lafreniere right through the front. Should have put it in. Maybe he lost his balance a little bit, but it's one that he usually puts away. The place probably would have erupted. We might have seen waterworks if he had scored that goal. He had a great chance. Even he admitted he should bury it, but it didn't go. When he was on the ice, the Rangers had a high danger chance lead of 9-2. So they definitely played well. And like I said, he got a big ovation. He seemed to enjoy the moment, but was glad that the moment was over, was glad his family was there, was glad to come back. He spent the prior day meeting with some of his old teammates and his longtime friends. So he had a good impact on the game on all levels. Even though he didn't score, you could just notice him in multiple ways: power play, penalty kill, face-off dot, along the wall, in front of the net. So he had a nice impact in his first game back to Vancouver since the trade last January 31st. Let's talk about Adam Fox and Vlad Gavrikov. They were excellent tonight. They played 16-12 together. The attempts 21-4 in favor of the Rangers and 10-1 in their favor in high danger chances for. Just with Adam Fox on the ice, attempts were 29-6 and 13-1 with high danger chances for. Gavrikov on the ice, 27-10 attempts and high danger chances 10-3. Fox had 2 assists in the game. He was great in the corners. He was great on outlet passes when needed. He was great on the outlet pass on the goal. So the two seem to be coming together. I wouldn't necessarily say there's great chemistry yet, but the two of them are starting to play better, and they play in so many situations. Obviously, Fox is on the power play. Gavrikov isn't, but Gavrikov is there on the penalty kill, and the two of them together, Gavrikov's stick just, I think they talked on the broadcast, former Kings coach Jim Hiller talking about Gavrikov, for a defenseman, having the best stick in the league. He just breaks up passes, clogs passing lanes, makes it easier for Adam Fox to do a little more of his offensive stuff, and the two of them certainly meshed tonight, really shut down an attack from Vancouver that certainly has players in Elias Pettersson and Brock Besser and Evander Kane. Like, they have Kiefer. Sure, they have legitimate goal scorers. Now, the Canucks played without Quinn Hughes, who drives so much of their offense from the back, but the top pair of Gavrikov and Fox had a wonderful game. Finally, Rangers win 2-0. Kudos to Kenny Albert. It's not easy to announce a Vancouver Canucks game when they have Elias Pettersson, and Marcus Pettersson. So a special shout out to Kenny Albert for making it through the game, not a single mistake, dealing with the Pettersson trio and handling it well. That can't be easy. So a fun little nugget from the game as it went through, listening to him battle each different Pettersson first name. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the game. The Rangers move on to face Edmonton on Thursday. They've already faced Edmonton once, losing in a difficult game. It was 2-0, empty netter, so it was really a 1-0 game for the most part, and holding Connor McDavid off the score sheet until he had an assist on that empty netter. So it should be a fun one in Edmonton on what's usually a very fast ice surface. So we'll see how the Rangers do. Hope you enjoyed Rangers Daily. I'm Todd Werwa. Again, leave your comments here on YouTube. Subscribe, ring the bell for updates when we post new episodes. Reach out to me, Todd Werwa Media, on X and Instagram. And as always, thanks for watching.